Hey y'all, it's Shannon. So I wanted to come at you with a haul of art supplies from Hobby Lobby. I'm not even gonna attempt to call this small because this has been over like several locations, several trips, several like couple of months. And so yeah, so I'm not even gonna pretend like it's just a little bit, like a little haul. It's gonna be a pretty good size, so you might want to get some tea and a snack. These are almonds. So you can sit down and enjoy this haul, I hope. So I'll give you just a minute so you can do that, and then come right back. Okay, now that you're back, I'm assuming you've got your drink, you've got your snack, and you're ready to go. Because like I said, this one is going to be a little long, and it's probably going to be loud. I realized when I was editing another video recently, I did a lot of this, and you will probably hear that, and I'm not going to lie, it did drive me a little nuts when I was listening to it as well, but I don't have any fancy filming or sound equipment, so unfortunately that is something you kind of have to put up with. So I appreciate that. Thanks. The first thing I got is, did you like how I did that? The first thing I got is I got a whole bunch of stuff off the clearance sections in Hobby Lobby. They have generally like a couple of times a year where they just like do a massive restock of like other products, where they're bringing in new products, new brands, things like that. So some of the other brands that have been there a while are on their way out, or maybe they have new colors coming in, things like that. So they'll clearance them out for a steal of a deal. Like, you cannot even get these online for this inexpensive, so it's the time to pick them up. So the first thing I did is I got, well, it's not the first thing, but the first thing I got is the Easy Lift Peelable Artist Palette. So as you can see, you just peel the paint right off, which I really love. I do a lot of acrylic work, which a lot of the paint will peel off anyways, because it's basically like kind of a form of, it is a polymer acrylic, which is kind of it is a form of plastic. I'm not as familiar with the chemical stuff, but basically it's kind of a type of plastic polymer type of deal. I don't know. Ask a scientist. Or at least a scientist who's familiar with that sort of chemical makeup. That's what I'll say. I'm not familiar with that. That's not what I do. So I thought this would be really cool to try. And yeah, so also it was $6. So it made it a very affordable thing to try. Then I picked up another one of these. I don't know if I hauled it previously, but I did pick up another one of these. These are generally in the printmaking section. And that was the thing, is like Hobby Lobby has been in the middle of like massive, like I said, like clearancing stuff out and things like that. So it's not just the clearance section you have to check. You kind of have to check all the sections. Although I think they're just about through with clearancing everything out. This is the Easy Clean paint tray. It's made for printmaking, things like that, like I said earlier. And I use this actually when I'm making like gel transfers or photo transfers, things like that. I love to use this because it's just about an inch, so it's just perfect to put something in. Like, I can generally get, I want to say like a 9 by 12 in here very easily, or an 8.5 by 11. And like, it's just so easy because I can just keep all of the mess in here, which makes me a very happy girl. And I picked it up for $3. I picked the other one up, I think, for $3 or $3.50. So it's very good. It's very sturdy. So I feel like it's really nice to have a couple of these because I have several of these like photo transfer projects going on right now. So this will hopefully make life easier for me. And at $3, that just makes me happy. $3. I'm going to take a little tea. I need a tea break. Every once in a while you need a tea break. Or water or coffee, whatever you drink. So I have a couple of bags over here. So again, it may get a little loud, just so you're pre-warned. So the first thing I got is metallic luster. It's from Deco Art. It is a wax metallic finish. If you've been watching my videos in terms of the things that I like to paint and sculpt and make, whether that's food or art, or, well, it is food art, but you know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about the sparkly shiny if you've been watching my videos for any length of time. I really like it. So I saw this. I saw $1.75, and I have the Rub and Buff, which I really like. And I think this is fairly similar to that, and I picked it up for $1.75. This is the color Polished Coral. I also picked it up in, I can't see this name because this is covering it. Hold on just a second. Okay, so this is Copper Kettle. This is Copper Kettle. And I love that they do give you can see, well, again, this one's covered by the sticker, but you can see that it does give you kind of the color differences. So that's really nice that it gives you like an idea of what it's supposed to look like when you're using it. And I do love Rub and Buff, like I said, and I think this is used fairly similarly. So I just want to like gold leaf everything in my apartment. Everything. That's not entirely true because I love wood grain, but I do love my gold leaf. Then next I purchased Cosmic Blue, and again keep in mind these are all different days, completely different locations in Hobby Lobby, and this is over a time period. Although this one doesn't have the colorized little photo frame in the corner, which is kind of a bummer because it would be a lot of fun to see. Let's just see this here. So I'm still really excited to get to try that one. I got, another copper kettle, apparently. It happens. I'm not going to be sad about it. I got Elegant Emerald, which is really, really pretty green. I do love my greens. Again, you know there are certain colors I'm very drawn to, like kind of tealy greens, magentas, blues, purples. I like those colors a lot. Next, I got some of these Precious Metal Premium Leaf Finishing. So it's a liquid type of metal. It's by Testors. Testors make some good airbrush paints. A lot of times it's used by model makers, things like that. So shake it up and paint it on. It adds a really nice upscale metallic finish to home decor, accessories, craft, and fine art projects. So I'll read you the back. It says it adds an upscale metallic finish to home decor, accessories, craft, fine art projects, and mixed media. May be used on wood, canvas, metal, plastic, paper, and more. Permanent and non-toxic, which is always really nice when you use that. So I want to try using this in backgrounds before I gold leaf or metal leaf, composition leaf over it, like when I actually like leaf it. Leaf it good, I don't know. Anyways, so this is the color Copper. And I got a couple of coppers. So I did do that on purpose because I have like a project in mind and I was unsure how far this jar would go and if you'd have to do multiple layers to get a smooth finish. So I was really kind of, like I said, I was unsure, and they were $1.25, so I'm not going to cry over spilled milk, you know. Then I got Titanium, which I just think is really, really pretty. Can you see that? So, and I think this is supposed to be a representation of this color, but I don't know that it's going to be a super good representation. It doesn't look like a great representation to me. This is the color Silver. Again. And then, I got another Titanium. And the Titanium and the Silver are very different. The Titanium to me looks quite a bit darker. And then I got two in the color called Gold Leaf. And I think part of the reason these are being, like, these were clearanced out, to be honest, is the packaging is changing. So, like, there's two different packaging here, so... And then there is a slightly more updated version of this packaging that I've seen in the store lately. So I'm guessing that's what happened, is that it's just packaging updates, because they will clearance stuff for that. So you can see. And that is the gold. So that's really beautiful. I can't wait to try that one. I'm so excited. I also picked up the Yasutomo. I'm not sure I'm saying this correctly, so someone correct me if I am wrong. The Yasutomo Traditional Chinese ink in golden black. So this one you have to shake, and I just thought it would be fun to try because I really love my Gérabin 1860, 1870, I don't remember which exactly, but my Gérabin, their inks, their special edition gold, like with gold particles. It's really expensive, but it's so beautiful. The colors are amazing. I don't necessarily think this actually has gold in it, but I did read on here that you have to shake this up really well to allow the metal and allow the metal ball inside to disperse the gold powder. So maybe it is real gold powder, but it says $9.99, so it's probably, I would assume it's not a lot. I do want to try this. I'm really excited because I do love my gold kind of gold powder inks. I have high taste. What can I say? Or I have shiny, sparkly taste. I might be a squirrel or a bird. Depends on the day. Then I picked up some bamboo brushes because I really needed some new ones and some really some new ones with fine points to them. So I tend to ruin those. I just put a lot of pressure on brushes that I don't know. I put a lot of pressure on my brushes when I paint with them. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I wish I had a lighter hand than I do. I don't have a lead foot when I drive, but I have a very, I feel like I have a lot of pressure on my hands when I do work, which is part of the reason I really like to do work with palette knives and texture paste and things like that I can build and sculpt and kind of dig into a little bit in my own way. So I picked this up. This was the Pearl Acrylic Airbrush Paint Set from Testers. It was clearance out. I picked it up for $4.32, and it came with the color silver, blue, a mixing bottle, red, pearl white, and then gold. And they're all, I think they're all pearlescent colors. So yeah, pearl silver, pearl blue, pearl red. So it just looks like that, and it was the deal. I love my pearlescent colors. I love to airbrush as well, though I'm not really in a setup or a situation where I can do that right now. Sad face. Then I also picked up the fluorescent set because even if I don't airbrush with these, they're still great to use in pouring mediums, acrylic resin, or just to paint with and get a really smooth finish because it's very, very liquidy paint. And the airbrush, these brands are generally, a lot of them are made for the car industry, so they don't fade. So they are fairly light fast. And yeah, so I'm pretty impressed. So I got the fluorescent violet, or fluorescent purple, fluorescent violet, whatever you want to call it, fluorescent rose pink, and a mixing bottle, and then yellow green, which is fluorescent green they call it, and then fluorescent yellow. So I was really excited. I do love my fluorescents as well, even though the reality with fluorescents is they're not light fast. I'm just saying. I was like, if you weren't aware, fluorescents in general aren't really light fast, but if you know the colors, you know the color number, you can always go back and add in a little oomph to it. And if you use a UV sealant, that really helps a lot. I mean, you have bright cars that still are bright many years later. So I also picked up a couple of stamps because I do like to make my own cards and things like that. I'm a huge fan of Lindsay the Frugal Crafter and all of her stamping projects. I'm sort of obsessed with them. I go through phases where I just watch them on end, on a loop. But I feel that way about most of the people I watch. So I just go through phases where I'm like, oh, I really want to watch a lot of videos by Lindsay or Lisa or whatever, Steve and Mike. So I'm just I want to make some cards. And these were on clearance for $2.50. So I picked up a couple of these. I got the honeycomb and this one. And I also thought these would be really pretty to do kind of modeled basic, just do abstract backgrounds on a painting. It would be a lot of fun. So we're one bag down, one bag to go. So I just want to take a second, and in, I believe, a previous haul, or maybe not, but I have recently gotten some metallic metal paints from Deco Art. They were on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I'm not going to haul those in here, but I did do paint swatches, so I really want to show you really quick. So this is the pewter color, which is really a gorgeous metallic kind of blue, the copper, and then the bronze. Just to show you really quick, because I did do some swatches of some other things that I picked up from this Hobby Lobby batch. Oh yeah, I totally forgot I got these. So I got an envelope stencil kit. I don't know if this was a waste of money or not. Someone's going to tell me in the Comment section below one way or the other, I hope. But I picked it up for $1.25, so I thought, you know. And then this might be a real waste, I don't know. But it's basically an envelope liner stencil kit for $1.25. I just thought these would be fun because, again, I do like to make my own cards. And I use a lot of I'm pointing over here because you can't see it. But I have the Strathmore hot press and cold press. Like, they have, maybe it's not Strathmore, but it might be Canson. I don't remember. But I have the watercolor paper cards. And I really, like I said, I love to like paint and play and just emboss. I like those, just bring me a good amount of joy in life. So at one point when I went to Hobby Lobby, they had the Paper Studio half off, and I love their washi tape. So I picked up a couple of different ones. So I picked up this kind of mermaidy one. That's what I'm gonna call it, mermaidy. And this one that is super pretty, classy, kind of rose gold color almost. And another one that's a bunch of thin rose gold decorative tape. Again, I really like to do these and make cards, and they're just lots of fun for me to play with. And then I picked up a Catalyst C22. I love these, like, because I do a lot of texture and I do a lot of like scraping. Well, I don't always, but a lot of times I like to do a lot of scraping and texture and just build and play with my paintings. So I was so excited, $1.24. If they'd had any other kinds, I would have picked all of them up. In fact, I have several Catalyst tools, and I think that's how I picked most of mine up, is when they've been on clearance like this for like $1 or $2 or $3. Because these can, like this one at $4.99, that's really, really reasonably priced, even their regular price. But I've seen some Catalyst tools that, like when they first came out, they were really expensive. Really expensive, but I really like them. They're so fun to play with. So if you get the opportunity to try some, I would say give it a shot. I am not that important. Then next, I feel like you've seen this in the last 3 Hobby Lobby hauls. So everywhere I go, I specifically go to the like gilding section, or gold leaf, or composition leaf, whatever you want to call it, and I look for the metal leaf. And I look specifically for this, is that textured rose bronze, because they're still gonna have plenty of gold leaf, composition leaf, silver leaf, the flakes, the rose copper, that's absolutely gorgeous by the way, but they're getting rid of the bronze, the bronze texture, and I really love this when I do trees. Like, this is the best thing ever. I get 25 leaves, and I've been picking up for between, I would say, $2.25 and $2.75. I haven't paid more than $2.75. So everywhere I go, if they've got any of these left, I pick up every single one because I love this color, and I've already gone through like a couple of these, so it's nice to have. And I really, really, really enjoy adding gold leaf to my paintings. I just feel like it kind of adds that little extra thought and time and shine. I just really, really enjoy adding it to it. It just brings me a whole other level of joy in my painting. Oh, look, I found Elegant Emerald. Apparently I got 2 of these. Alright, now for this next batch that I got, and again, this is like several locations and several dates. I did do, actually no, this is several days, but like the same location. Anyways, so I did pick up several like things, and when I was, I traveled with my sketchbook, which, to be honest, the last few times I've traveled, it's just another thing to haul. But this was a short trip, so I was like, okay, I'll take it with me, because I was like, what if I find something amazing? Because I knew there was a Hobby Lobby there, And I was like, okay, I want to go. And I was like, if I sample and I try things and I fall in love, I know I want to go back and get more. And so I did, and I did, and I did. So the first thing I got is from, oh, I cannot say this lady's name, but Bria Reese, I'm sorry, glitter ink in the color Ocean Green. And I just think this is so cool. I've seen her other stuff in the fine art section. She's got some acrylic paints and stuff, and then I saw a whole bunch of it clearanced out at this Hobby Lobby, but my Hobby Lobby just got in new stuff, so my assumption would be that, again, packaging's changed, products change slightly, things like that, you know, new season, new reason, I don't know, all that jazz. So I got this in the color Ocean Green. It's really pretty. I like it. I picked it up for $1.24, so I figured it would be a fun thing to play with. This wasn't on clearance, but I used my 40% off coupon to pick it up. It's Pearl-Ex powder pigment in apple green. I love to use these in my paintings and stuff. Again, it's the sparkly shiny, and it's very reasonably priced for a pigment, and you can make your own acrylic paint with this very simply, very easily. Just add an acrylic polymer, whether that's a liquid or a gel or, you know, a thicker paste or what have you, but this stuff works really well. Ooh, look at that. I picked up another one of these metallic lusters from DecoArt in Radiant Red. Sorry. Then I picked up another one of the Brie Rose or Bray Rose. I don't know how you say this lady. Or Bray Reese. Then I picked up another one of the Brie Reese or Brea Reese. I really don't know how you say her name. I'm very sorry. In the color pink. And it's glitter ink too. So you can see that. I really have been enjoying the calligraphy inks, particularly the iridescent calligraphy inks from Dr. P.H. Martin. These remind me a lot of that. But I think these might even be more fluid than that. So excited. Then I had looked at these. Where's the other one? So I had looked at these at my Hobby Lobby and debated about getting these, but I got suckered in when I was out of town. I'm sorry, my local place. I do try and support that if I can, but I got big doughy-eyed, and so this is by Folk Art. This is the Coastal Texturized Paint in the color Ocean and Sea Mist. So I can see where this would be really nice for a lot of people. Like, the color is absolutely gorgeous. So these are the colors, and I think depending on what you're doing, it could be okay. If you get it on there fairly thick, as you can see, it's gonna crack. Well, maybe you can't see, but it cracks. If you build it up in here. So I don't know if it's gonna stay based on that, because I just don't know, because this is made, now it is made to be used in like outdoor furniture, so I would imagine it's pretty darn hardy. So it's a thick paste-like paint that can be applied, layered, and distressed to create an authentic weathered by the coast look. So the instructions say to apply with spatula or brush, create peaks using a tapping motion, dry 2 hours, sand to desired effect. If paint thickens, wet slightly and stir to desired consistency. Soap and water cleanup, water-based, non-toxic, covers approximately 5 square feet. I thought this would be fun to use for backgrounds and things like that, but to be honest, the other colors they have, I have colors at home that are similar to that. I have colors at home here that are similar to this, and I could use a texture paste to get this kind of similar effect. This is like really, really, really like, it's like a fine grit sand texture paste. Like, I have sand texture paste, but that's what this reminds me of. Like, texture paste dries flat, and not all texture paste, but most texture paste is pretty smooth. At least the stuff I really like to use, I prefer like a smoother texture paste or modeling paste. But this one, you can see, you know, it's a fine sand grit. That's what I would call it, is a fine sand grit. So it's nice. I am probably going to use it first. I'm sure I can use this, but I don't know. we'll see. We'll play with this some more, but I'm glad I only picked up those two. And if I didn't, like, I was not going to return that because I just feel like that's, you know, once you open it, it's yours. Like, once you open it, it's yours. And then, as you can tell from these, I picked up some other things. So I picked up the Brie, I'm going to call her Brie. I'm sorry if that's wrong. Brie Reese. I picked up the modeling paste. So, and I didn't realize when I purchased this that they had modeling and texture paste out, but I only picked up the modeling paste in the majority, and then I accidentally picked up the texture paste. So I picked up the modeling paste in ultramarine, the modeling paste in, what's this color? I want to say it's like ocean green, and they look like this. And then I also got the modeling paste in silver and the modeling paste in gold. And then I didn't realize, again, when I purchased this, I thought I got everything in modeling paste. But when I went back to my room, I realized when I went to, like, open it and, like, pull it, and I used my spoon to, like, put some on here, I was like, oh, crackers. I got texture paste, and I was like, after letting it dry, I was like, I realized I really liked the modeling paste. Actually, before it dried, I was like, oh, it's okay. But I was like, I wish I'd gotten it in the modeling paste. So I ran back and I got it, and I was like, okay, they did have it in modeling paste. I love this modeling paste. Look at how gold that is. That is super bright. Super really great. And then when this dried, I realized, oh, this is really great. So this would be fabulous to use if you're doing a beach scene. Like, this is like an amazing color because it kind of gives you that like shine a little bit, but it's not too shiny. I don't have the greatest camera setup. Well, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but I definitely feel like you can see the shine off of these two metallic ones. These are, I would say, like satiny-ish, not super glossy, but I love how this would look in like a beach scene. I think that would be like an amazing one to put in a beach scene. So that is all for this haul. That's all the colors I picked up, and the gold and the silver look the same. Just be careful when you go to purchase them to make sure you purchase the ones that say modeling paste or texture paste. Like, pay attention because I'm not sure if you can see, there is a difference in the color. I really do like it, and it does say matte metallic. I just saw all the same things in all the same locations, and so I didn't pay attention. That was definitely on me and not on anyone else. But to be honest, it was a really happy accident, and I was this close to going back and getting another one of these, but I was like, it's $1.99, and you have texture paste really similar to this at home, and you can figure out how to color it this color. So I did contain myself, but I'm really excited because I've never tried this Brie Reese brand. And it might be something I would be more interested in trying. And yeah, so I'm very excited about this. Like, I always feel like I have happy accidents that happen to me in an art or craft store where I just find the most amazing thing. Like, like I said, when I go to an art store, I just feel like I end up having like happy accidents. Like when I went to like Art Mart and some of those other places, I was like, or like when I went to Blick in Missouri, yeah, I mean, I found the coolest stuff that I had, some of it was repurchases for me, but at least in terms of that. But I always feel like when I go to an art supply store or an art and craft store, you never know what you're going to find. And I always try and be open to trying new things. And especially if it's something that someone works there and likes to play with art or art supplies and is very passionate about, I'm pretty open to trying it or at least seeing what it'll do. Depending on the price range, that's given that most art supplies are in a fairly, you can find a lot of art supplies in a fairly reasonable price range. So I always like to leave myself open to discovery, especially if it's on clearance. So that is all for this haul. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions on what I should do with these products, or if you have any products you're really loving, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, if not, I will talk to you later, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.